YouTube is going to be using AI to determine whether you're an adult or not on August 13th. And if they mark you as a kid, you're going to have to show them your ID to prove that you're not a kid. Well, what if you don't want to show them your ID? I already made a video about what happens if you don't want to show them your ID and you don't have the watch history to prove that you're 18 or older. But what if you want to build your watch history right now? So on August 13th, you will have enough watch history to prove that you are 18 or older. Remember that YouTube is going to be determining your age based on things like what you look up, how old your account is, and the videos that you actually watch. I have a brand new piece of information to share with you guys that will actually be very helpful for you guys to get the actual watch time you need to prove that you are over 18 to YouTube. Shockingly enough, the key to our success here is actually going to be YouTube's COP update. I know what you guys are thinking, how the hell is this going to help us here? But let me explain. For those of you guys that don't know, in 2020, YouTube was required to follow a law called the COP update, where basically everybody on YouTube from now on, or at least from then on, had to mark their videos as either made for kids or not made for kids. If you mark your video as made for kids, they will lose certain features on the website, like being able to be added on playlists, being able to have comments, things like that. And if you mark your video as not made for kids, you are telling YouTube, hey, my target audience for this video is not for kids. And therefore, you will have every single feature enabled to you on YouTube, and your video will just be what we call a normal video. And this is the exact key right here. This is what you exactly need to do to make sure that your account doesn't get marked as under 18, so you won't have to provide your ID in the first place. Basically, you have to not watch content that is made for kids. And I know what you're thinking, Mr. Deep, Mr. Humor, I already knew that I'm not supposed to be watching content that is made for kids to make sure that my account isn't marked as 18 or under, because that's just common sense, right? Well, actually, I mean, you literally need to not watch videos that are marked as made for kids. I will give you an example. This is a show called iCarly that some of us might have watched as a kid. I can't play any of it because I'll probably get copyright claimed. This is generally considered to be a kid's show. It has a TVG rating, meaning it is suitable for all audiences. However, this is a show that you can actually watch on YouTube because this video, even though it's from Nick Rewind, is actually not made for kids. And the reason I know it's marked as not made for kids is because the comments are enabled, meaning you should be able to watch this type of show or other videos like this because the videos are not made for kids and the comments are enabled, so YouTube won't think that you're watching a quote kids show. However, if you were to look up SpongeBob and watch SpongeBob, as you can see, this specific SpongeBob video from the official SpongeBob SquarePants official channel is made for kids. This says this action is turned off for content made for kids. It doesn't allow me to save it to a playlist. Comments are turned off as well, as you can see over here. As sad as it is, because you know I love SpongeBob, it was my childhood, man. If you want your channel to not be labeled as under 18 or for YouTube to not think that you're a kid, you most likely, unfortunately, have to stop watching videos like this, because if you keep watching videos that are labeled as made for kids, YouTube is going to think that you are a kid. So my advice would be to avoid the official channels that broadcast these episodes, like the channels and the companies that own these episodes. So for example, Disney owns Phineas and Ferb. If you want to watch Phineas and Ferb, try to watch clips or episodes of it that aren't actually uploaded from Disney Channel Animation, because if you click on any of these videos, you're going to see that these videos are actually marked as made for kids. Believe it or not, that would be the key. And another key that would make sure that YouTube doesn't think that you're a kid is for you to actually watch age-restricted content. Now remember, YouTube's ID system has kind of already been in place for years. They have been requesting ID for watching like age-restricted content and stuff. But let's just say that you are marked as an adult right now, but you're afraid of being marked as a kid on August 13th. Well, try to watch videos that are not made for kids. Try to watch videos that are age-restricted. That should give YouTube more of a push and a nudge to think, yeah, this guy's probably an adult. Now, as someone who has been looking into this issue a lot, I have heard that people are using some alternate methods to pass YouTube's ID verification system, like using a game called Death Stranding. This is apparently a game that is so graphically good, it looks so realistic that people are actually using this as a form to create images of, quote, themselves and use them to bypass certain age verification laws on certain websites. I'll be honest, I don't recommend that you guys do this for the simple reason that these websites are passing these decisions because of laws that have been passed in their countries. Meaning using a fake image or ID or whatever to bypass an age verification on a website is most likely illegal. Now, I'm not a legal expert here, so I could be wrong on that, but like I said, it's just not really worth the risk, especially if you're a monetized creator on YouTube. You do not want to provide false information to YouTube because they're paying you. So if you provide false information, you could get into some legal trouble. Again, I'm not entirely sure on that, but it's just better to be safe than sorry. Another thing I've seen people do is use AI to generate images of people that aren't real and use those as the IDs instead. Again, I highly recommend you guys don't do this because this is something that you could probably get into some trouble for. And also remember that you are using AI to combat an AI system. YouTube is going to be using AI to actually evaluate whether your images are real or not, so they're most likely going to be able to detect that these are AI. Again, I'm not an expert on the matter. I don't know for sure, but I have to try to steer you guys into the right path. I think it would be much better if we just develop our own watch time and avoid getting into any legal trouble. However, don't get me wrong. Over the past few days, I've made my feelings on this issue very clear. This is some bullshit. I do not like the fact that a lot of websites are going to be essentially requiring ID. And I know YouTube has made the argument, we're not requiring ID. It's just if you want to, make sure that your account isn't marked as under 18, then you can give us your ID if our AI systems make a mistake. Well, obviously, we don't want to give our ID and our personal information away to these websites just because they made a mistake. That is ridiculous, that's stupid, and that's not something I want to participate in. I'm sure you guys don't want to either. However, I want to make sure that when you guys are trying to bypass or avoid the government ID thing, I want to make sure you guys are doing it in a good way. I don't want you guys to get in trouble. So like I said, please don't do the Death Stranding thing. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it won't work. But again, it's not worth taking the risk of you getting into some sort of legal trouble. Remember that these websites are making these decisions because they're trying to follow the laws in the countries that they are based in. So yeah, please don't make any fake IDs. I want to make sure you guys don't get in any trouble. Throughout the past few days, I know there have been a lot of new viewers to the channel, so I just want to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty apprehensive on how YouTube will react to the content I've been making recently. I'm someone who has made videos calling out YouTube about certain things for years, and I have gotten into a lot of trouble in the past for doing so. Massive amounts of demonetizations across my videos, age restrictions, being permanently banned from the website. Yes, that has happened to me before. I've gotten false copyright strikes. I've made videos reading out comments and people who were in the comments said they're going to sue me. I've been through a lot of shit on this website, and I'll be honest, every single time I call YouTube out for something, it seems like something kind of goes wrong. So if you guys could just do me a favor, please be sure to boost the engagement on these videos. If you guys could leave a like, if you guys could subscribe, leave a comment, I would really appreciate it. I don't mean to pander. I know everybody says this type of stuff, but really, if you guys know my channel history, and I know a lot of you guys have been watching for a while, you guys will know I'm not lying. I have been permanently banned off YouTube. I've been copyright striked. I've been suppressed. I've been demonetized. I've been age restricted. I mean, shit, I made a video calling YouTube out for profiting off of piracy where they were running ads on pirated movies and episodes on this website. And the video was doing really well. It got more likes and watch time than any video that I had made over pretty much the past few months. And then all of a sudden it got completely stifled and never pushed into recommendations ever again. Could it just have been a coincidence? Could the algorithm have just not liked the video? Maybe, maybe not. But honestly, my tinfoil hat is staying on because YouTube really does seem to suppress videos that call them out. My entire channel seems to be proof of that. Simply put, YouTube does not like when I make these videos calling them out, and I don't want these videos to get silenced or suppressed in any sort of way. So if you guys could really help me out, I would appreciate it very much. Thank you guys. But yeah, that is how you build up your watch history for August 13th. If you don't think that you have enough time, you do. You have about 9 days here. So just make sure you try not to watch any videos that are made for kids or at least marked as made for kids until August 13th. And make sure that you guys are trying to watch a little bit more not made for kids content, maybe some age restricted content, obviously if you are 18 and over. If your recent watch history is flooded with what YouTube would consider adult content, I don't believe they can have any real ground to mark you as a child. But again, it's YouTube's AI systems. We never know. They make mistakes all the time. But yeah, stay safe out there. I've been ending every video the same way. I'm not giving YouTube my fucking ID. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more.